So this original whole opening scene was not included in the screenplay, but after talking to Mr. Dixon, I realized that this is a pretty good way to start setting up the movie and just how showing how much work it actually is to like go out. This scene is actually 1.5 times as fast as it's supposed to be, just because I had to work really hard to avoid hitting the camera with the weed whacker, so I had to speed it up in this. This, I actually pretty much just dragged the camera through the grass, which I was really happy at how well it turned out. And I just dragged the audio from this clip into the previous one. I struggled a long time with the titles here to try to make that go on as soon as I walked by, but because iMovie has a limited amount, it was a bit tough to get that to go. You can hear the AC working in the background, so that was one of my problems with this, but I was excited at how fast, how it went. I had a clip in between there which was totally random of my dad saying a day in the life of Dylan Lucas, and it was good, but it just didn't go with the movie. And this is all going exactly according as planned until here, in which I had a lot of trouble getting my computer to load, and then I got lost in the websites, so I cut all that out and just cut when the screen was loading. So I was pretty excited that worked. Here you can hear my sister start her hair dryer, and I was really frustrated because I found that the next day and I didn't have enough time to refilm it. So what I did is I dragged the audio into the clips before and after, especially right here. You can tell that the noise is just starting to finish, and I'm happy at how well it turned out because it kind of fades out of thought and mind. I also sped up the hand to write twice as fast because it takes forever to write just little pieces, and I was not very thrilled with how long it was taking. I did, though, however, slow down time to normal time whenever the hand is exiting or entering the screen, just to try to make it look realistic. I did try a zoom in here, but the problem was when I went to make it zoom in, my hand hit the camera and it jostled, and then it also added noise to it, so I was kind of frustrated with that as well. Down here I had to do a voiceover because after talking with Mr. Dixon and only having a couple hours to turn in my DVD, I had to include a list of what I needed to talk about. So that was kind of a rush that I wish I could have retaped. I was really happy this montage, though, and I'd really like the continuous shot, but Mr. Dixon thought it'd be better if we cut it up because it was a very long shot. Again, up here you're gonna see a truncated sequence. I had the whole floor being picked up, and that just proved to be too long, and it just tiresome to watch. So I tried not really mixing up a bit, but chopping it up so it was a lot quicker, and I left the laundry here for the next scene, and this was one of the probably most fun parts to film of the entire movie. I was really pleased with all the background music that I had to play with these, and I felt I could get kind of the tone set into the shots, like for good cleaning, and I felt like for this one it kind of got it even more amped up. This was my favorite cleaning sequence just because it was a lot more energy than the other ones. And I liked the music a lot more than I liked the music for the beginning ones. I was really happy with all the close-ups that I could get of this, and I slowed down that shot just because I thought it was a cool shot of having I'd float into the back of the dryer. And then this was kind of fun to for me to film and to watch it. Oh, that part I cut a ton out of that just because it took forever to fill because the container was half empty. Filming on the stairwell coming up was really difficult just because there was very, very minimal amounts of space to do it. And I wanted to do a panoramic, but there just wasn't enough space. And here I cut a ton out, and it actually doesn't look like I did, but when you're folding laundry it took a lot longer, so I was pretty happy how well that cut out. Here just is an example of how orderly things have to be, but at the same time you saw my room. Just a little bit of me in there. All of these sequences coming up were just me feeding lines to my dad and him repeating them back exactly what I'd said. So that was a little bit hard, but it worked out because then I just talked to space and he talked to space, and it kind of looks like a regular conversation. So I was pretty happy that turned out. I was a bit disappointed with the clarity here. I think it might just been the lighting, but for some reason the quality of the film dropped dramatically in this section. But it came right back when I go to grab my keys, so I was a little bit frustrated. One part that I was a little bit peeved here is here you look and there's no shoes on the carpet. I grab my keys, grab them again, and the shoes magically appear. I had walked out the door in that scene without my shoes on, and I realized, oh, I'm gonna need these in these shots. So, oh, I really wanted to do this sequence. I ended up cutting it up a lot, but I just really like the idea of the legs walking on the garage door opening. I tried to do that in a couple screenplays, but this one is the one that succeeded as my final film. I was really happy with that cut originally, but then I just started making them all jumpy, so it didn't really change it. And this was just a zoom. I kind of wanted to make it look like I was running over camera. Thanks for watching.